Hello, good morning to whoever may be watching. Welcome to my channel. Make sure I'm muted on the other side, and I'm going to share my live real quick, so just give me a moment. I realize that nobody might be in here, and that's okay. Hopefully, you come back and watch it on the replay. Let's see. Oh, my hair looks a hot mess today. So I'm going to be talking just a little about myself and why I'm here. Um, just that my channel is very small, and I don't get on here often. I don't like upload videos, and I'll just do these lives every now and then. And I appreciate anybody that is here to watch and listen and you know be here for it because I'm new. I'm literally nobody on this huge YouTube platform, but I'm here for one reason and one reason only, and that is for true crime, to bring light to any true crime cases. Missing persons cases is the main focus, the main reason I'm here. I say a lot, so just excuse me. Hi Casey, hi Jana. Thank you guys for joining. Um, there I go again. I'm gonna try to focus on not doing that so much. Okay, so a little about me. I am married, been married for tomorrow's actually our anniversary, so it's gonna be 16 years. Um, and my son, we only have one child, and he's an adult now. He's 20, so um, I really don't work or anything right now because of health issues and concerns. So I stay at home a lot. And what brought me to the true crime community was the Gabby Petito case. Now I will say I was aware of several cases, such as the Casey Anthony case. Oh boy, Chris Watts, and Shanann, and let's see. I mean, different cases over the years have had me interested in true crime. I wasn't really into like all the Law and Order or Forensic Files and all those different TV shows, but more of the, true actual things going on in the world. And Gabby's case really hit me. I related personally. I shared her flyer, and I immediately became involved the second I saw her body cam footage that was released from Moab, because I saw what the officers did not see. I saw a victim of domestic abuse or violence, or at that time, the main thing I saw and noticed was, narcissistic behavior and the way she was acting and the way Brian Laundrie was acting. And we've all seen it, and it was heartbreaking to watch. And I can't imagine her parents, and I love the Petitos and the Schmidts. Being part of Nerdbird Mafia, we've actually been able to have Nicole and, Gabby's family in our spaces, at different times. And Nerdy Addict, if you don't follow him on Twitter, um, he's amazing. And that's really what, so besides the Gabby Petito case, everybody saw the Hand in the Garden video, and I was on TikTok at that time, and that video came out, and I was like, I gotta go see what this is about. So I ran to Twitter, and I had a Twitter account since like 2009. So I wasn't new to Twitter, but I hadn't really like gotten really super involved until I came across Nerdy's Twitter. And I'm gonna drop his at in here because if you're not following him, I suggest you do. He is amazing. He is a former. Well, he'll say he is currently an addict. In the he's 2.5 years sober. Big props to Nerdy. We're so proud of him. And there's many others in our community on Twitter that are part of Nurbert Mafia. And when I say it's a community, that's exactly what I mean. Anyone is welcome. There's no membership. There's no, you got to have this or that or whatever. If you are on Twitter and you're interested in true crime, missing persons cases, bringing like shedding light to domestic violence, anything like that, just jump on in our threads and you're part of Nerber Mafia. And we just became a huge family pretty much. And I've met amazing, amazing people on Twitter through Nurbert Mafia. And I have to give shout outs to them because honestly, I have come out of my shell so much since Nurbert Mafia. Hi, Court. Court Reports is also Nurbert Mafia. But yeah, if you just jump in on Twitter, um, it seems intimidating at first. And I was also because, like I said, I was on Twitter, but I only used it for like kind of like my journal entry, if you will. I would just kind of vent on Twitter because I followed celebrities and nobody followed me, so it was great. But now it's more like it's interactive, it's engaging, it's we get the info. I mean, I get my news mainly from Twitter, excuse me, because Twitter is where it's at. Like honestly, I was a Facebook user for the longest and now I am rarely on Facebook because Twitter is like my home. So like if you're new to Twitter, just jump on in is the best advice I can give you. You will learn it pretty quick. Let me get my words formed. Um and you'll see like we have amazing people and a lot of our people in our community are former or current addicts struggling trying to get sober. We are domestic abuse victims or survivors. um, there's a lot, we have people in our community that also have missing family members or that have gone through having a family member go missing. And we can relate in pretty much every aspect. So if you're not already part of Twitter, I urge you to, especially for the true crime community. That's it's the best place to be, honestly. I get a lot of, info and up to date stuff from there. And like I said, you'll meet some amazing, amazing people. I have like so many friendships and so many circles and so many groups of just people I can talk to, people that are always there. And so yeah, I can't introduce me without talking about Nerdbird Mafia because like I said, they're the reason I'm able to even have the nerve to come up right now and talk on YouTube. Um they have this thing called Spaces on Twitter and it's like audio only and that's intimidating for me. Like I find it really really hard to talk in Spaces sometimes, but yet I find YouTube a little easier. I don't know why that is, but here I am. I do want to make it known that I'm not here to like monetize or um, super chats and all that stuff. That's not me. Like, that's not why I'm here. On TikTok, it became, we were going live so often with Gabby's case, and then they started with the gifts and stuff like that. So I did receive gifts on there, but I donated it to the Gabby Foundation, because to me that was the right thing to do. That's what my heart told me to do. So that's what I did. But on here you have the choice to become monetized and I choose not to because like I said, I'm only here to shed light on the things that I feel are important to me. They're important to people around me. And to others everywhere, like this is a good place to come for getting the word out and being louder, the letting our voices speak for what we believe in, and to have an audience to listen to us. Even if I have only 5 of you watching right now, that's okay, because I'm not here to grow big numbers and become this huge YouTube, like actually I like the smaller the audience, the better for me. But I mean, I want all my friends here and all the people I'm comfortable with, because I would love to have any of you guys up on panel at any time, and we can talk about whatever cases you may want to bring to light, or something that's, bugging you about a case and you want to get up here and talk about it. You can do that here. And thank you, Casey. I just saw your comment. I don't think I look beautiful this morning. My allergies have been horrible. And I had a doctor's appointment this morning, and I'm just, I hate waking up early. Anyway, but thank you. But yeah, so this is a safe place where you can come to vent. We can talk about cases. Um, I do have, so you guys have probably seen me on Squirrels on Fire with Michelle Sutton and with Shanda, and I do love them so much. I love their passion as along with Nurbert Mafia's passion, because they both have joined Twitter, and we all have one goal. We all have Thank you, Casey. Thank you. I appreciate that. We all have one goal, and that is to bring justice to these cases, and to keep their name out there, not let them go cold. Like that's another reason why I want to talk about Summer Wells. She's another case I got into right after Gabby's, and it's okay, Michelle. I'm just sitting here talking to you all. Um, Summer Wells was another case I dug into really, really deep after Gabby Petito. And when I say really deep, like I binge watched so many YouTubers, and then had to figure out which YouTubers were like only about sensationalizing her case, or the ones that were truly there to find what happened to Summer Wells. She did not just vanish. And that story also has so many characters, and it's so wild. And I really and truly pray that we have some kind of update soon with her. I know that Don Wells is scheduled to be released soon. So that'll be interesting. And I pray that maybe he finds it in his heart to speak truth about something that will lead to the whereabouts of his daughter, or the information of what happened to her that day. So that's two cases I can tell you. Well, Kiely Rodney and Summer Wells, that's two cases that I am really, really passionate about. There's many others. I don't know, Harmony Montgomery. That one is heartbreaking. Oakley Carlson, uh, Michael Vaughn, and all of these new cases, Baby Quentin. The thing about the true crime and missing persons community is I didn't realize just how dark and deep missing persons cases go, especially with young teens and children. And I mean, even adults. There's been like a string of male missing persons. And oddly enough, a lot of those male cases, there's a bunch that we've covered on Twitter with the Nuremberg Mafia, and they always end up finding them near or in water. And it's so strange. And I don't know if any of you know who Jennifer Coffindaffer is. She's usually on News Nation with Brian Anton. And she's also like privy to Nuremberg Mafia. She interacts with us on Twitter, and she, does commentary sometimes in spaces with us, and she's got an awesome brain. Like I love when she's there talking to us. And you know, she was covering the male missing persons cases for a little bit, and every single time it was a um how do you want to say that? Like it was a something that we noticed in every case was the water. And so that was something we wanted to dig into a little more. And we haven't had any lately, thank God. But yeah, it's things like that that I want to be able to talk about. The nuts are running your squirrel wild. You got to get them squirrels in check, Michelle. I took my medicine today, so I'm good. But I understand. Okay, so something else I wanted to bring up. So we have some comments that were left on our panel that we did last night. And I can't speak for Shanda or I can't speak for Michelle. I mean, Michelle's in chat, she can speak for herself. But what I will say is we know that when we're all three together and we're all talking about a case, we all do get passionate. I'm a little quieter. I've always been that way. So if you hear me being quiet, it's not just because like I can't talk or whatever. Um, I'm just a little quieter and I sit back and I, kind of run the comments as we did last night, and I'll throw in my, you know, um, whatever I have to say about it at that time. But us three together on panel is a great thing. Like I think we have a good vibe with all three of us. Like I love Squirrels on Fire, um, Nerdbird Mafia, Squirrels on Fire. So we are working on like the talking over each other. I just wanted to bring that up because it's been mentioned in every live and I think several comments on our videos, and we get it and we're aware of it and we don't mean to do it. It's just we're all trying to talk at the same time. We all have ADHD. That's why the squirrel's name is there. So just be patient with us. We're not trying to like, you know, have a wild channel. Um, it's just who we are. It just comes out and it happens. But we all kind of flow with each other, and but we're working on it. I can say that we all have this ADHD brains, and it's like when a thought comes, if you don't get it out, Michelle can probably vouch for that. Like if you don't get that thought out, it's gone. So we all try to do it at one time, and then we're just like, okay, go ahead, and we kind of catch ourselves doing it, and yeah, we're working on it. That's all I can say about that. But thank y'all for being such big fans. We appreciate y'all. I'm looking at my little bullet point list here. um I don't have really a whole lot to say more, just that like for my little channel, um if anybody wants to email me at any time or even just drop a comment on one of my videos, if you want to talk about something and you want to come up on panel, you don't have to show your face or anything like that. I know who you are. And if you just want to talk about something that's bothering you about Kiely Rodney's case, or if you have questions, or if you want to brainstorm a theory, whatever it is, like I want you guys to feel comfortable to come to my channel, Michelle's channel, or Shanda's channel, any one of us that are on this YouTube platform, because I promise you, we're all here for one reason. We all have the same goal in mind, and it's not a competition, at least not with me, not with Michelle, not with Shanda. Like there are other channels that, may be, doing it for clicks and likes and monetization, and that's their problem. That's their business. It's not mine. I don't have control what anybody else does, but I have control over my little channel. So, yeah. See, I lost my thought just that quick. But anything is welcome here. All opinions are welcome. I'm willing to look at all sides of like brainstorming and all that. When it hits, sometimes it's coming out. At least I am pretty good at putting a filter on it. Yeah, right? Yeah, you're the feisty one. I'm more of like the laid back, and I'll say what I have to say, but I don't know. I get passionate sometimes. I will say when they found Kiely, if I would have had my YouTube channel, because I was on Discord with a group, on my other Discord with my other group of girls, and we were so emotional. We were mad, upset, angry, shocked, like, and it was all coming out. Like, so yeah, I do get passionate. I just might not show it all the time. Dr. Pepper in the morning is a bit, oh, I can't start the day with Dr. Pepper. I need to lay off the Dr. Pepper. I'm gonna say, like, Michelle, I got my Jesus juice this morning. Coffee is the best thing in the morning, but I'm usually not even up in the morning. So there's that. I'm I'm usually not up until like 12 or 1 p.m. I'm just being honest. Michelle, I was up until almost 5 o'clock this morning digging. If you haven't noticed on our Discord, go look. And I was in a rabbit hole till 5 in the morning and had to get up at 8. So that's how my night went. And none of you guys were up, and I was like, "No, I need you guys." I beat y'all this morning because I had an appointment. But so the rabbit hole I went on, um, for anyone who is interested, it was basically the Lost Trail Lodge Instagram, and there were like photos from a long, like 18, 19, 20, and 21 that had older pictures of Kiely. And oh, I got to one picture in the comment section and it just broke me. And yeah, that's what I do when I can't sleep. I go down rabbit holes. You are all up hours. I woke up in the morning. Oh my God, Court. I'm gonna send you what oh, I actually posted it in the other Discord, Court, the Kiely pictures. That's what I was doing last night. Yeah, and I wasn't really it wasn't anything in particular I was looking for. I was actually I first started on Upchurch's TikTok because I was going like way back to the beginning when he was mentioning, certain names and things like that. And a lot of things Upchurch might have said might have been crazy and way out there, but he was on to something, and I went back to listen to that because I think some of it is important. Now the stuff when he was saying, Kiely wasn't real and all that. No, I don't condone that. We all know Kiely was real. But oh, Casey. Um I think he was really on to something, and I'm just going to keep doing my research. I mean, literally it's all we can do at this point. Just continue doing our research, and if we find something that this doesn't sit right, or hey, these things connect, I just take note of them and I write them down, and then eventually the pieces will fall into place and we might be able to figure out some of what happened with sweet Kiely, because honestly, we will never know 100% everything that happened, and that's with every case. But it helps me stay distracted. It keeps me engaged. It keeps me from day to day monotonous, kind of depressed anxiety. Just, you know, true crime community and Nerdbird Mafia have helped me come out of dark places. And so this is like a good distraction for me. It keeps me sane, as crazy as that might sound, because these cases can be really heavy, but it does help. It helps me, and I'm sure it helps a lot of us. And to know that we are, even if it's just a small part, y'all, like even if you're just on Twitter sharing flyers, if you're just retweeting, that helps. I was one of those who was really quiet for like 5 months on Twitter, and all I did was retweet and share and retweet and share. And I was like, "Ah, I feel like I should be doing more," but I was doing a lot. And if that's all you're doing, there's nothing wrong with that, because retweets go a long way. Flyers go a long way. And if you can put, good morning, Ani, I don't know how to say your name correctly. Anise? I hope that's right. Anise. Um, Hashtags we've learned. I'll teach y'all something on Twitter that Nerdy taught us. So, like, if you know something major is going on, like let's just say, for instance, the Super Bowl was right now, and you have a fresh missing persons case that came out, and you want to share their flyer, so you share, you put hashtag Jane Doe, their name, and then you put hashtag missing persons, hashtag Super Bowl, whatever, hashtag the football team's names, things like that. Because when people click on those hashtags or search for those hashtags on Twitter, it'll bring up those missing persons flyers, and it's a good way to get their faces and their flyers up there. You start on one thing and see something, and before you know it, you are making creme brulee, right? I've been all over the place. It feels like just this hour and a half. If you could share one nugget of research that has kept you up all night and has stayed in your head, what would it be? So are you referring to a specific case, or are you talking about just in general? Anias? So is it like Anias or Anias? Either way, it's a really pretty name. I like that name. Anything that's kept me up all night. Uh lots of things. So there's three main cases that have kept me up all night, and that was Gabby's case at first. I was waking up in the middle of the night to check flight radar to see if they were searching when this is before they found Brian Laundrie. So you wait, what was the second one I said? Aeneas? Aeneas? I hope so. Um, I was up checking flight radar. I was checking for updates all the time. I was really adamant that they would find him, and I really wanted justice for Gabby. Let's see. Summer Wells. I've watched videos into the night about different things, and then like when new characters came into, say I was watching one channel and they mentioned another character, and I'm like, who is this person? Then I go into another rabbit hole and I find out who this person is, and I'm like, it just gets deeper and deeper. And when you look up like things like the I don't know if I can say that on here, but the pedo offenders around the area, like things like that, when you look up the corruption in the towns, those are the kind of things that have kept me up. With Kiely Rodney, it's trying right now, it's trying to connect the dots because nothing makes sense. When Gabby's case came out, I felt like it was a roller coaster. I felt like it was every day was something new, and it was. But with Kylie's case, it's like nothing is making sense, and the red flags are so out there that I don't understand how, and this is just my opinion, I don't understand how anyone can accept accident. You know, like before she was found, I was like, it could be either way. Like, honestly, at the beginning, it could have been either way. And, I was just thinking, just like everyone else, her friends left her there. Her mom allowed her to party. This is just my opinion. This is my outlook on the case when I first dove in. She was 16. She was at a party. She texted and said she was coming home, and mom fell asleep. That could be for many reasons. I take sleep medicine at night. So if I would happen to take my medicine, I would pass out and I wouldn't wake up until the morning. However, I can say for myself, if my child is at a party, I can't sleep until I know they're home. But that's just me. Every parent's different. So I try to look at it, from different ways. But then Adventures with Purpose came in, and thank you, Jana Banana. Adventures with Purpose came in, and I only had seen their name in comments on other missing persons cases that they suspected water. Savannah Hale, that's missing steel from Louisiana, which is where I'm from. Um, I wish they would go and try to search for her because she has still not been found. She's been missing since May. And so I had only heard their name, but everything I heard was really good. I mean, everything I heard was like, these guys are on point. They have found many people. So when I heard they were coming into Kiely's case, I was like, oh my gosh, this might be really good, because at that point, from what I understood, law enforcement was doing a hell of a good job. And they'd done all these man hours and all this searching, and they were interactive and did so many press conferences, answered our questions on social media. And I remember us in Nuremberg Mafia was like, wow, this is how law enforcement should act. This is how law enforcement should be with the community, a true crime community, because, they were so helpful. And then she was found. And then law enforcement switched up on us. And that's when the vibe changed. Before their video even came out, law enforcement's vibe changed. So that was another red flag. I will say at the beginning, the number one red flag, the very first thing that caught my attention, was the fact that this was a huge party of 300 to 400 people, and I couldn't find pictures anywhere. I searched so many different names and words and locations and everything on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, I searched it. And the fact that I could not find one, I was like, something's not right. Red flag number 2 was SS's not SF, SS's interview with Tony Dodge. That was a wrap for me. Like, I was like, nah, something's fishy. Something's not right. She's contradicting herself. She's backpedaling. Like, no. So then it didn't leave my mind after that. Anise, I agree with you. Yeah, so this is what I think. I think that she would have never been found. But I do know that the locals in that area know that Prosser, the levels drop a lot. And they even say that they drain it sometimes. So if you're local and you know that this body of water is going to be drained or drop significantly and this vehicle will possibly be seen, I believe, had it not been for Adventures with Purpose, and this is my opinion and speculation, I think they just would have removed the car without anybody knowing, and Kiely would still be a missing person today. That's what I think. Yeah, I know, Michelle. I can't. What time? Do you know what time? Because I'm definitely going to be there for that. Yes. I don't want to say you're wrong. I'm going to call you Camilo. I agree. I don't even know if it was even 100. Just from the cars, the number of cars that we saw on the fire cam footage. I'm going to agree with Shanda and say maybe 50, 60 people, depending on how many friends they brought, how many people did maybe show up. There were adults there, allegedly, speculatively. I can't say that word right. I have no idea, Camilo. Let's see. I got off track there. Squirrels. Hopefully people will finally understand the autopsy. Yeah, that's a good point. So back to what I was saying. If you take SS's interview with All American Dream Chaser, if you take the stuff with Zanime and Check It TV, whether they're legit or not, my opinion is they're not. But that's just me. I've seen people in other cases plant things or place things and say, oh, look what we found. And so I'm skeptical about those kind of things, but you're free to feel how you feel about it. But I think all those things are distractions. I think there's been a lot of distractions, and that's red flags also. I will say this, and then you guys can research from there. I just want to bring up something that Angela Musalem said at one of the press conferences. If you remember, she mentioned the gold chain on Kiely's neck. And she said, if anybody has seen this gold chain, if you know anything about it, to please call in because it could lead us in another direction. Think about that and think about what that could possibly mean. And that can take you on a whole nother rabbit hole. And maybe you'll end up with our squirrels and we can brainstorm together. Because that comment at that press conference is big and it's huge. And it was not talked about much afterwards. And I have tweets where I was like, what is with these necklaces? And now I know why. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And I'm not trying to like, oh God, I'm not trying to like say something and then, make y'all wonder. All I'm going to say is just do your research. Like, we're sleuthers here. We can do our research and come to our own conclusions. And that's what we're doing. I could be completely wrong. We all could. But I do think it was very significant. I don't think they brought it up for no reason. You made a Twitter post, Michelle. I'm so proud of you. Once you get into, like, say one night that you're not really doing much, you can't sleep or something, just jump on Twitter. And like I told you, like, go to my followers, go to Nerdy's followers, go to Shanda's followers, and follow the people we're following. Because sometimes we have followers, they're not as interactive, but the people that we're following, you like how I said that, are the ones we interact with a lot. Just do that and just scroll and like just click on a tweet and it'll open a thread. And like, I'm telling you, it's fun. Twitter is a fun place to be sometimes. And you get a lot of comments about cases, or different people drop links in threads about, hey, did y'all see this? So like, it's very, very, very fun sometimes on Twitter. I can say that. Yes, Anise, I think they are too. And it's like we have forgotten about it because if you think about it, not long after that, they dropped the abduction theory. And I don't think they should have. But rabbit hole. I have a question you may be able to answer. I have an SUV that has a glow in the dark emergency pull string that can open my hatchback. Should I be in the hatch area? And I need to get out. Okay. I just have a glow in the dark emergency pull string that can open my hatchback. Should I be? Okay, I got you. I'm following you. Did Kiely Rowling have that in her SUV? I have no idea. We do see something that looks like a strap hanging out of the back, the hatch area in AWP's video. None of us know 100% what that is. Maybe it'll be on the CHP report. Maybe not. I would like to think it would be. But then again, we'd have to have total trust and faith in all of those in charge of that. And at this point, I can't say that my faith and my trust in them is 100% there. So I take it with a grain of salt. We all saw the strap there. I've seen videos where it could mean different things, and I hate to think of that, but it's possible. So I'm not sure if her personal CRV had it or not. It'd be hard to get out that way. Yeah, it really would be. The pressure of the water, it would be really hard for you to get out of the vehicle that way. I'm going to order those window breakers from Adventures with Purpose, and I'm going to link it below because when I do my description, because after Kiely Ronnie's case, I was going over, we have like huge bridges because Louisiana has a lot of water. And I was going over this huge bridge last week and I was like, excuse me. I was like, what if I would ever go in water? And this is the first time ever in my life that ever crossed my mind. And I'm going to order those little window breakers for like all the drivers in my family because I think they're very important. Look at your car manual and see which one of your windows is tempered glass versus non-tempered. Yeah, that's true. If you haven't watched any of Adventures with Purpose's videos, they're very, very informative. And they explain what she's saying about the tempered glass versus non-tempered. I think it would help a lot to know. The Rockaways, why didn't they just drain the reservoir on day one? That seems a lot. You're right, but we have to think about the why. Why would they tell their divers to only search 25 feet out and no further? You know, these are the questions I have. Why was there a tank top / bodysuit found and nobody bothered to go and pick it up while the person who found it stood there and waited, and she could hear them like in the campground? She could hear them talking and she called 3 times and told them that she possibly found evidence and nobody bothered to show up. So she left. She had to go to work or she had to be somewhere. So she passed back like 30 minutes later just to see, and it was gone. And then it was called fake news. It was called, no, it wasn't hers, like immediately. Why didn't they take that into the lab for forensics? You know, that's the kind of questions I have. We have to ask the whys. Why tell AWP, you don't have to search here? We've already done it, a very thorough search. And Sammy's interview was what, the 9th or 10th? And I think on the 9th they searched Prosser and she's like, oh yeah, it's been searched extensively. And think about the roadside assistance guy. Why distract AWP to go to Boca? You know, why tell them don't search here? Like, those are the questions that have me asking why. There was a reason they didn't want the focus on Prosser, and I really think it's because they didn't want the car to be found. My opinion. I don't know. These are the questions that we don't really have answers to because it's just mind-blowing. I don't understand it. Yeah, that's a good one, Anise, because like I'm gonna have the little window breaker. And here's the thing I was thinking about is I have a key fob and I keep that in my purse. So I was like, if something would ever happen, I'm not gonna have time to sit there, unzip my purse, find my tool, and get out in time. So on AWP's videos, they explain that you can, I think they said they use like a zip tie or something to hang it from your rear view mirror, because the way theirs is made is like you just pull it and it automatically comes and it's in your hand and you can use it to break your window. So that's what I'm gonna do. And they have different colors, but I thought I'm gonna get yellow because yellow will stand out, or white. I don't know if they have white, but I'm gonna order the yellow one because that will stand out. Why do they use volunteer divers and not professional ones? So I can't really, I know there was like, maybe Michelle knows more than me as far as their names. I know there was like one from Sacramento, a dive team, Almeida, something like that. And there was a couple other ones. But again, if they were told by law enforcement not to search certain areas, then, you know, with it being an ongoing investigation and them searching, I guess they couldn't. I don't know. And I think AWP went and searched Prosser anyway, and thank God they did. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's see. I have a theory that kids played a prank on her while she was in the back area, like they slammed her hatch shut and they rolled her car neutral down the hill. Thought it was funny. I mean, that is definitely a theory, Camilo, that I've thought about too. She could have well been like really out of it, went to sleep in the back of her car, and other people were drunk and careless and did something crazy. But then you also have to be able to make everything fit when you have a theory. And the problem with that theory is that her autopsy shows that she was not drunk. She was not on any of these crazy, like, she was not inebriated in any way. She was sober, in my opinion, from what I'm reading on the autopsy. So then that theory doesn't work for me. I mean, I don't think that she would be so tired that she would sleep in her hatchback when she could easily call her mom, or, you know, not drive home because that wouldn't be safe. But I would think that she would call her mom and say, hey, I was going to be coming home, but I'm too tired to drive. Either she would have said, I'm going to sleep here, or can you come get me, kind of thing. I don't really know. But that theory did cross my mind. Why did SS say she hasn't been found when she first found out? Are you talking about in her interview with Tony Dodge? Why did Tony say she hasn't been found? I don't know. See, I'm going to have to go back and watch those videos because I took some notes on it, but not all. And especially knowing more now, I'm going to go back and take notes on that. Just carry a hang it. You know what? I just need to get my permit. That's all I need to do. And the search map looked funny too. Yeah, I know. Oh, you're talking about when she first found out. That's a good question. So, I'm one of the people who happened to see her video that day, and she was like, it's not true. They're lying. Don't believe what you're hearing on the internet. They have not let anybody know. I know what you're talking about. I think that, okay, I know that she went out of town for a little bit and she came back. Maybe she didn't know enough about Adventures with Purpose. I honestly don't think they expected anyone to find that car there. I think they all had it in their minds. We got this. Don't worry about it. You're good. And they didn't think that car was ever going to be found. They thought they could wash their hands of it. It would be taken care of by whoever is responsible. So when it was found, I think either she was, one, in denial, or two, she really didn't think they found her because maybe she wasn't supposed to be found. My opinion. That is my opinion. Yeah, she could have also been thinking that they were searching at Boca. But then again, that would kind of give it away, right? I don't know. I don't know what her thinking was. None of us know. She wasn't drunk when kids played. That would explain why Sammy heard voices in the background like a prank gone bad, as if she knew them. Yeah, I don't think she was drunk at all, ever. Yes, Anise, she did the same thing with the bodysuit. She did the same thing with a lot of things. You guys, one night we really do need to do a panel with that interview, maybe with just clips, not the whole entire thing, but there's certain ways that she worded things that was weird. One of the things she said about the vehicle, and she was like, we never, and this is not verbatim, this is just like paraphrasing, and she was like, we never really looked hard at her car when we were like friends. And that was weird because she was like, when we were friends, and I was like, that's weird. One of my other friends, Nerber Mafia, Cami, pointed that out, and she's like, why would you say something like that? And then she goes on to, talk about the bodysuit. And she was like, we went to the bathroom together, and it's just so many things, so many red flags. You don't have to have a permit to carry concealed. Oh, I know. But here's the thing with me with that. I had severe paranoia around firearms, like most of my life. There's no real reason for it except for just growing up and hearing all these things that it was an accidental, because kids were playing with it and it went off kind of thing. So it's like it gave me that mindset. So anytime I'm in the room with anyone that is like just showing someone what I'm super paranoid. I'm only just recently getting to the point where I can hold mine. I've practiced and I'm good with it. I'm comfortable with it. But to think of it not being concealed and just out, like I have to train my brain to like get past that and just know that it's for my protection. Yeah, I also have mace that I carry around. But yeah, I feel you. In today's world, you have to. And I don't go anywhere like after dark by myself if I don't have to. Just because like when you look into these cases, you're just like, nope. Bear mace? I don't even know if I'd be able to. I mean, I can maybe order that online, but I can't find that around here. I'm in Louisiana. We ain't got no bear mace. At least I don't think so. I mean, we've had like black bear sightings in northern Louisiana, but not around my area. But hey, I'm going to order something. But I think I have covered all of my little bullet points. I just wanted y'all to get an idea of me and why I'm here. And a big Bowie knife. Whew. But yeah, so whenever we do panel together, guys, all I say is just bear with us. We don't mean to over talk each other. We don't mean to have y'all feel like we're yelling, or any of that. We don't ever want any of you guys to feel a negative way. We definitely want a positive vibe, and we all just want justice for Kiely. And we will get loud. We will be passionate about it. And you have to remember there were trolls. And when they're in there and they're contradicting everything we say, acting like they're a local and they're defending it, it ruffles feathers. So, not saying it's right, but when we get loud on panel, or if Shanda gets loud on her channel, all I can say is it's the passion coming out, and maybe it's what those locals need. Maybe they need to see truth and light and some kind of way be made to wake up. Okay, so my hand tattoo is a henna tattoo. I'll try to show you like this. It's hard to see on here, but it goes on my hand and onto my wrist. And it's just a henna design. It's a little faded. My ring's all crooked. It's a little faded because I refuse to get it retouched, like touched up. It hurt way too much. Can't do that. Yeah, that's the thing is we have good mods, but I mean, again, if I'm on my channel and someone comes in here and says something that, and not that I'm right or not that I'm like, I don't want to be in the mentality of I'm right, you're wrong kind of thing. But if you're going to come into anyone's chat, if you're going to go, and this is myself included, if I'm going to go in someone else's panel and contradict what they're saying, but not be able to back it up with why I believe that way and have a civil conversation, then I don't need to be there. And I'm not trying to be mean to the trolls, but like sometimes that's all they do is they come in here to cause distraction, or they come in here to cause chaos. And thank you, Camilla. And Yeah, we just have to learn how to ignore them. And I guess that's something we can work at, is just ignoring the trolls and not fueling the fire, not giving them what they want. But for Kiely, we will get louder. And like I said, maybe it'll make someone wake up. Maybe it'll bring someone in that's like, hey, they're on to something. You know what I mean? Thank you, Camillo. Um, you can email me your wait, hold on, let me see. Yeah, you can email me your URL and I can add you as a mod. But my channel is like really small right now. Like I said, I have had 5 viewers in here since almost 2 hours ago. So all good. Do you think it's mainly those locals to the area who have been giving the most pushback lately? Yes. Yes and no. I mean, they do have others that I can't say they look at science because the autopsy report sucks, but I don't really know. I do feel like a lot of locals have been lurking in the YouTube lives just because they know that's where a lot of the info is coming from. So probably. And that's okay. Like I said, hopefully the right ones here and they wake up and maybe they can be the ones to make change in their town. Maybe they can be the ones to have a voice in their own town so that this doesn't keep happening. Because it's a little crazy. It definitely could be an accident once they answer about right. That's what I'm saying. Like if you can answer all of those questions with a legit answer that makes sense, 100% sense. You know, not just when they ask Sam Brown, well, why didn't you guys find her? But they did. He's just like, well, this is what they do, and they have this. But if you go to Placer County Sheriff's Department's website and you click on their dive team, just do that. And when you read that, you're like, so where was this when they were searching for Kiely? That was one of my questions. I don't know. I mean, they can't. I wish I can get SS on panel so I could just ask her questions about her interview and make them make sense. That'd be great. Is it cold? So for Louisiana, yeah, it's cold. It was like in the 30s this morning. It's in the 60s now. It don't get really cold here. Maybe we might have a freeze sometimes in like January, February, where it'll be like lower 20s, higher teens, but that's the coldest. Sucks. I like the cold. And it's not cold enough for me. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this because I'm already at 2 hours. I appreciate every one of you for being here. You guys made me feel like I was actually speaking to someone this time. So I appreciate it. I will catch you all tonight on Duty Run. I'll be in the chat section. I don't know if we're going live tonight with the squirrels, but pretty sure we will catch up soon. I can't for the life of me figure out how they could justify the dive team not finding her core. Yeah, I agree. I agree, because a kayaker could find her easily. And they didn't. Okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting, girl. I'm waiting. Oh, and while you're writing your question, one main thing. If you guys want to look into something, look into some of the names on the autopsy report. Any of the big names, just do some digging into those names. Camilo, I haven't named them yet. This is my nerd bird bear. This is our little nerd bird mafia logo. I haven't named him yet. Any ideas? He's a him. Because like I thought of something that would be symbolic of Gabby and Nerber Mafia. And someone was saying I could name her Gabby, but I was like, it's a boy. So I don't really know. I lived in Truckee and had a family. I know what, yeah. That's what I don't understand. It seems like they're, and I'm not going to say it's all of Truckee because I'm not that person to be like, all of them are bad. Yeah, at one point I'm like, "Ugh, you live in Truckee, you're guilty by association," kind of thing, because I was mad. But it's not like that. I'm sure there are people who may not agree with their ways. They may even want to be away from Truckee, which is what I think Kiely may have wanted. I think she was ready to just get away from there, but that's just speculating on my part. But how do they know their families are safe? They don't. And that's scary. And nobody should live like that. So, justice for Kiely Rodney, y'all. Thank you for being here. I'm going to get off of here. I'm probably going to take a nap since I was up early. But I love all you. If you're not on Twitter, go to Twitter. I'll drop my handle on here just in case y'all don't have it. And you can find me, and then you can find Shanda, and you can find Michelle. You can find Nerdy Addict if you haven't followed him already. He's awesome. He has amazing. Oh, you're the one who named me Dr. Pepper, Camillo. I got you. But yeah, find me on Twitter. That's where I'm at the most. Love you guys. Thank y'all for being here. Much love. Do some research. If y'all find anything interesting, send it to me, Shanda, or Michelle. Or Sleuthy. If you talk to Sleuthy on Twitter, she's awesome. She's amazing. Shout out to Sleuthy. You're welcome. I didn't expect it to go that way, but I'm good with the flow. I'm good with the vibe. All right. Love you guys. Bye.